Hey, welcome to Cass County today. With me today is Heather. She used to be a Ridpath and now she's Pilcher. And she's written a book about Atlanta. Her and her sister Sarah, they went around taking some old photographs and put them all together, compiled them into just the absolute neatest book. There's just all kinds of history in here. And so we're going to talk about that today because those of you who love Atlanta will definitely want to get one of these books. So let me ask you first, Heather, why the love for history? What got you going in history?
Well, as far back as I can remember, my family, we've always liked history. It might just be a genetic trait. My dad and mom both liked history, so I got that from both sides of my family. We always did historical things growing up, and my mom was always fascinated by things like that. And
she put love in it.
Anything we read, it was history related. Little House on the Prairie books, and I just grew up with history.
And so Sarah, your sister's the same way? That's why she loves history, because genetic traits?
And I have a niece that way.
Really?
We both love history, and there's a distant relative, John Clark Ridpath from the 1900s. He wrote a series of history books.
So,
I think it's genetic.
How long did it take you to put this book together? If y'all haven't seen this...
Probably about 6 months.
That's pretty fast.
Well, that was the deadline. I would have liked to have been maybe a year, but... They gave me a deadline, so it turned out to be like a project for graduate school. So it was like,
okay, I'll get it done.
Pressure.
Well, this has some of the most interesting. I don't know if you can see this, and I don't know who'd you say this was.
Roy Price.
Roy Price. He's the band leader. Yeah. Look how cute. He's right there in the very front.
Teacher Mrs. Mays gave me that picture to use for the front.
Oh, how sweet. Yes, and it's full of interesting photos and also history about each one. Like, here's a picture of Oliver Brown. You remember Mr. Brown down at the tire store? That's him right there. I know you can't see that very well, but it's interesting. The whole thing is just full of old... Oh, let me see if I can find this picture of the rabbit we were talking about a while ago.
My favorite picture.
Yeah, her favorite picture in the book. There it is.
There you go.
Check out this rabbit.
It's adorable.
Isn't he cute? He's so old looking. I mean, they don't draw rabbits like today's rabbit looks a little different from the 20s.
Like he's been on steroids. He's kind of muscled up and lifting weights, and I like that one better.
This one came from a 1946 high school yearbook, but he was old when he was in the yearbook. It's got pictures of the schools in here, pictures of people and students, and it's just very interesting. Now, where'd you get all these photos from?
I got a lot of them from the Genealogical Society of the library. I spent all day up there scanning pictures, and I got the rest of them from friends and acquaintances around Atlanta. And a big part of the ones I got from Pearl Brown came from the 1972 Centennial Edition, and with the caption, the information came with the pictures. So I didn't have to do a lot of research with those, but those scanned really well. So
here's one. I'm going to read you this one. Here's a piece down here in the corner, and it says, this is a piece of the Hughes Brothers stationery from 1912. And the top left reads, Hughes Hotel Rates, $2 a day. And at the top right it says, livery stable, good rigs, and careful drivers. I didn't even know we had a Hughes Brothers hotel.
I didn't either till I started doing research.
I bet there's all kinds of stuff you found you didn't know about.
Oh, it was wonderful. And there was a man on my Facebook page. He invited me to look at his pictures of some houses and stuff around Atlanta where he grew up just recently. And I said, well, they didn't make the book, but I'd still like to see your pictures.
Oh, yeah.
So, especially houses, I like to see where they were and how things used to look in the neighborhoods.
The architecture from then until now. Yeah, this is just it is just so cool. Here's a picture of the Hughes Brothers. We were talking about the Hughes Hotel. Here they are, and their names were, let's see, Frank and John, George and James. They owned a general store, a hotel, and a livery stable. Boy, they were quite the entrepreneurs. That's so cool. And they came to Atlanta from Tennessee in the early 1880s. Do y'all remember Brown's Drive-In? It said Tom Brown. I'm just going to read you some. Tom Brown began selling food in town in 1884. After World War II, Brown's Drive-In was built and quickly became a popular place to go after the football games. The favorite team meal was a barbecue platter with fries and a salad. This picture was taken around 1950, and the building was located on East Main Street. Now, here's a picture of the building up here on the top. I don't think I've ever seen that building.
I don't think I have either. I can't remember if it's still there or not.
I don't think so. It could look different, I suppose. It could have a new facade on it. But if y'all want to get a copy of this, where do they go to get it?
They can go to Arcadia Publishing and get one directly from the publisher. And there's also other books on other cities around the United States.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a big Images of America collection.
Oh, great.
And you can also get them at various places around town, like Chamber of Commerce, Price's Hardware, Adcock's, and some other places that I can't remember. So.
Oh, I wonder if Bonita's is going to have them.
I'm not sure.
You might take some to Bonita. She probably would love to do that. You know, she took over the Word of Grace and kind of has that book line going.
Yeah.
This is really cool. I'm going to read you the back, too. It says, Atlanta is located in Cass County, an agricultural area that focuses on livestock and timber. In 1872, Atlanta became an official town, and settlers named their new settlement after their hometown of Atlanta, Georgia. I had always wondered that. Were we named after that? And we were. I'll be daggum. In 1954, Texas acquired 1,475 acres of land that would become the Atlanta State Park. And then it goes on to give some more information about it. Well, how many do you think you've sold to date? Do you have any idea?
No idea.
Do you know how many you printed?
I'm not sure how many they printed. Probably thousands.
So there's enough for every one of us to get one.
Yes.
And of course they'll always print more, won't they? Should we have an overrun, they will print more.
They'll be happy to print more, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Also, if you want to stop here by the TV station, we've got this little, I guess you call it a postcard, and there's a coupon on the back. 20% off your book if you order it at arcadiapublishing.com/enews. So, there you go. You might want to drop by and pick up one of these, 20%. And the book sells for around $20, doesn't it?
$21.99.
$21.99. So you'd save, $4 on it.
I'll be back next weekend to do a book signing at Price's Hardware.
Oh, great.
And then tomorrow I'm doing one at the Genealogical Society at the library.
Oh, great.
So
what time tomorrow with the
10 to 2.
10 to 2.
And next Saturday it will be from 12 to 2.
12 to 2.
I have to look at my schedule. I can't remember.
Just go down to Price Hardware next Saturday and check her out and get your own autographed copy.
A flyer or something up down there.
Okay, great.
Advertise when it is.
Well, while you were doing this book, what was the most intriguing part about it? Was it the history? Was it the people?
I think it was seeing all the stuff that I'd never seen before, learning new things. Like there's the intersection of Main and Louise Street was way smaller. It's like I didn't even recognize it.
Really?
It's in there too, but it's like it wasn't even paved. It was just like, wow. I kept going back and looking, and it's just really
just cool. Well, Randy and I are definitely getting one today because this is just the neatest book. Just the front cover. You should buy it just for the front cover so you can have that sweet little face. He's going like that. So cute. So cute. Well, we didn't get to talk about Sarah, her sister, who helped her do it. What did she research or?
She did help research. I couldn't have done any of this without her. She came up to the library with me and helped me with the scanning, and I was under a time crunch, so she was like, "It's okay, we'll get it." So I was like, "Can I get all this done?" I was kind of freaking out a little bit, and she said, "We'll get it all done." So she helped me get the organizing the pictures, and then later after I got back to Monroe and wasn't here, she had to do some of the running and verify locations for me and say, yes, this is still there. Yes, no, that's not there anymore. This is over here now. So she did a lot of that for me.
I would think there would be an awful lot of that because time changes everything.
And one thing I found just before I published the book was that the Methodist Church is no longer where it is now, and I almost put that it was there, and it's like, so.
Yeah, you got a new building.
One thing I did in there, Main Street, I put as being the location for the theater and the fire station. It's on Hiram.
It's on Hiram.
But it missed the final edit, so we couldn't change it, so.
Oh, well, we know where it is. And people who are interested, they'll know where it is, but it really is just the coolest thing. There's all kinds of old cars in here.
There's a little dog. I always there's a dog in every book.
Are you an animal lover like Sarah?
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
There you go then.
I think that's genetic too.
It may be. They're just the neatest photos on here. Y'all need to come and get one. Tell us again, Price Hardware that will be the
27th.
The 27th.
From, I think 12 to 2.
And you can also go online, arcadiapublishing.com, ARCADIA, publishing.com if you want to order.
We've got a lot of other books on there too, just full of other cities and stuff that covers other series, like school series.
Right. Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
Universities. So.
Yeah. Well, tell us one more thing before you go. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my family and I moved here about 1974, and I started at the Atlanta Primary School in the first grade. I had Miss Julia Mays for my teacher.
Oh, she's so sweet.
And yes, she was. And my family, my great-great-grandfather on my mother's side moved here in 1864, so David Pyle, he's in the book too, and they were out at Smyrna.
Wow.
So And then I moved here, let's see, and then we stayed till I was about in the 5th grade, and then we moved off and came back, and I ended up graduating from Queen City.
Mm-hmm. Just kind of been around most of your life then.
Yeah. Now I live in Monroe, and I'm a librarian. And
well, now see, that just figures that you're a librarian who loves books. And you're going to go write your first book. Is this your first book?
It's my second, actually.
What was your first one?
It's a young adult science fiction novel set in 1905 Monroe, written around actual things that happened there.
Really?
So I think I did that one in 2010, so
cool.
It's on Amazon. I self-published that one.
Uh-huh.
So it's
wonderful.
got illustrations, and it's so.
You just never know what you're going to find out on Cass County today, or who we're going to find. Well, I am so glad you came by, Heather, and especially to bring these books. Remember, Price Hardware on the
7th.
My brain's got to freeze up here on the 27th if you want one, but there are places around town. You can slide by the chamber and pick up one, or ArcadiaPublishing.com. You can order your own. If you want to order it, be sure and come by and get this 20% off coupon on the back of the thing. We'll have some of these here at the station.
And tomorrow I'll be at the library.
Yeah, okay,
from
great.
10 to 2. So.
Great. Well, wonderful. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad you came
having
all the
me.
way from.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you came a long way this morning.
Yeah.
But hey, look what we're going to get to know. It was fun, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And I bet you loved every minute.
I did.
Even though it's a lot of work.
I do stuff like that for fun. So.
You hard up for fun sometimes.
Nerdy, yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us, y'all. We appreciate you tuning in. Check again next week because we'll have another surprise guest for you.